Day, dear listeners. Welcome to Verdict TV. Now, the breaking news. CBN orders banks to obtain customers' social media handles. Thank you for tuning in to this channel, and thank you for tuning in to today's news. But kindly do well to subscribe to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button and also the bell for more updates. To the news details, please carefully listen to the end. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has ordered all financial institutions in the country to obtain their customers' social media handles, email addresses, telephone numbers, residential addresses, and other personal details. The new development forms part of the Apex Bank's new customer due diligence regulations, with a view to further deepen the identification process in the banking system. The CBN disclosed this in its newly released Central Bank of Nigeria Customer Due Diligence Regulations 2023 documents. The Apex Bank stated that this new regulation was introduced to aid additional customer due diligence measures for financial institutions under its regulatory purview. The regulation reads in parts: to provide additional customer due diligence measures for financial institutions under the regulatory purview of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to further their compliance with relevant provisions of the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Acts, MLPPA 2022, Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Acts, TPPA 2022, Central Bank of Nigeria Anti-Money Laundering, Combating the Financing of Terrorism and Countering Proliferation Financing of Weapons of Mass Destruction in Financial Institutions, Regulations 2022, CBN AML, CFT, and CBF regulations, and international best practices. In the new policy regulation of the banking sector, it is mandatory for financial institutions to identify their customer, whether permanent or occasional, and whether natural or legal persons or legal arrangements, and obtain the following information. For individuals, legal name and any other names used such as maiden name, permanent address, full physical address, residential address where the customer can be located, telephone number, email address, and social media handle, date and place of birth, bank verification number, tax identification number, nationality, occupation, public position held, and name of employer. It further noted that an individual must have any of an unexpired passport, national identification card, residence permits, social security records, or driver's license to open an account with any bank. Now, the CBN has come out with another policy, but the question is, what if a customer do not have a social media handle? Will they say the customer cannot have access to his or her money because it does not have social media handle? We all know we have national identification numbers, in which this is one of the things you need to use to open an account or have issues in the bank. So is it that they want to make Nigerians not to use banks again? Because all these details are just too much. They are the normal details in which they are being collected before. But why put in social media handles? Is it that they don't want people to criticize them on social media handles? We are in a free nation where people can express themselves freely. So having their social media handles is not necessarily important, because even CBN themselves can eventually, if they have an hacker, hack the social media handle of a particular person and use it for whatever they want to use it for. The tax identification number is for tax. So why will bank need TIN? Is that their main target? Is it that they want to know those that are paying tax so they can be removing tax money from everyone that has a bank account? What does social media handle got to do with the bank customers' money that is suddenly disappearing from their accounts? Is it social media handle that will bring back money that have been disappearing? A lot of customers have complained that their money are just being removed from accounts and banks are not doing anything to it. Instead of them to look for a lasting solution to the disappearing of money in one's accounts, they are talking of social media handle. The banks do have an unsavory reputation of being thieves. The CBN should concentrate on improving the unsavory reputation that the banks have been given over the years, instead of focusing on all these things that are not necessary, social media handles, TIN. Because all these regulations are there. You want to get all these. The politicians also they need to drop all this, but yet they still steal our money in trillions. So what's the essence of the social media handle? They should give us why they want the social media handle. Can't Nigerians talk freely any longer? Do we need to be copped because the CBN wants our social media handle, so we cannot post what they can't put what they want? When they went on borrowing spree and plunged the nation into an unimaginable debt, did they ask for our social media? Now they're asking for our social media handle. Is this one of the ways to get our monies from the bank so that we will not be able to get access to our bank account? And before we know it, all our money have gone. So the CBN should think twice before taking this action. We have come to the end of the news, dear listeners. What's your take to this? Please share your view in the comment section. And thank you for staying to the end.